Police and barricades surround the Fulton County courthouse in Atlanta, Georgia. As a possible fourth indictment, former U.S. President Donald Trump cast a shadow over the government building. This is where Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is wrapping up an investigation into accusations Trump illegally pressured Georgia officials to overturn his 2020 election defeat. Willis has urged court employees to work remotely, and on Monday, dozens of county sheriff's deputies were stationed out front, and other officers drove marked cars in circles around the streets nearby, trying to secure an area which could be the scene of future protests.
While there might be protesters, I really see no reason to suspect that there'll be violence.
Professor David Schanzer is the director of the Triangle Center on Terrorism and Homeland Security at Duke University. He says that after the fallout from January 6th, Trump supporters are unlikely to stage violent protests in Fulton County.
Law enforcement, the FBI was caught off guard, was sleeping at the wheel January 6th. But then since then, we've had a really strong law enforcement reaction to January 6th. 1,000 arrests, serious prosecutions, people getting jail time. So I don't think the mass protests moving towards violence is very likely going forward. However, I do think as things get more heated and as the rhetoric gets sharper, I think it's very possible that individuals or small groups of individuals are inspired to engage in violence, but I think they'll do so by going after a much softer target than a courthouse in the middle of Fulton County.
The Georgia probe was opened in January 2021, shortly after Trump was recorded on a phone call asking the state's top election official to find enough votes to overturn Democrat Joe Biden's victory. Trump has denied any wrongdoing and accused Willis, an elected Democrat, of political motives. An indictment in Georgia would mark Trump's fourth set of criminal charges this year. Special counsel Jack Smith has brought two federal indictments, one alleging Trump conspired to defraud the U.S. by preventing Congress from certifying the 2020 election.
It was fueled by lies.
And the other over his retention of classified documents after leaving office. Trump also faces New York State charges in Manhattan for allegedly falsifying business records to hide hush money payments to a porn star. Trump has lashed out on his Truth Social platform since prosecutors brought charges against him, saying on Friday, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." And that, according to Schanzer, could embolden his supporters.
A chunk of his supporters will see that as a license to troll people. And then there are the small number of individuals who, when they receive these messages, they feel threatened individually, or they feel inspired that they have to take some sort of violence to bring about some sort of political change.
Last week, Trump pleaded not guilty to the federal charges in Washington over his alleged efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. The next court date in that case will be August 28th.